Hi, it's me again. So this content video is gonna stay up, and I don't know if I can figure out a way to feature it, but I wanna talk to you guys about specifically why we've chosen to support residents. Yes, I was recently a resident, but I wanna give you an understanding of an experience that I had as a resident that I've been thinking about and highlights some of the vulnerabilities that exist in that population. But I also want to dedicate this video to Dr. Morvant, Dr. Mo, who eats fried chicken to cope with bad days. And I think that that's, a coping skill that I learned from. And we can all learn from Dr. Mo. But the story I'm going to tell you happened when I was a second-year resident. It was my first ICU rotation, probably my second week. I think I had probably taken care of maybe 5 or 10 patients that had died in my entire medical career, and I had had 3 deaths in that week. But just imagine kind of having all of those emotions, walking into work every day being $100,000 to $250,000 in debt. I myself owe 12 years to the Air Force. You're not gonna get a day off like for the next week or two. It's just not gonna happen. Your salary is $40,000 to $50,000. You've been working really, really hard to get here for like 10 years. And it still kind of feels like life sucks and there's not a light at the end of the tunnel. I don't think I had talked to my mom in like weeks. I had close friends that I had lost contact with. Maybe you've talked with your spouse for 10 or 20 minutes in the last day or two. But that's kind of your background for what it's like going into these situations. But I found this journal entry. I didn't journal very much. So I'm not good with coping skills. And I think this day could have been a lot worse, but I titled it Worst Day Ever. It starts, he finally coded last night. Thank God Dr. Creel had stayed. It was late. She ran the code like a machine. I hope I can be as good a doctor as her one day. When it was over, the nurses seemed to know what to do. I kept thinking, did we do a good job? Did he have a peaceful death? IDK, what that even means. He got Uzi since we think there was organ damage and DIC, and it was kind of a mess. We had to go to the waiting room to tell the family. Dr. Creel just said, I'm sorry, and they all broke down. It was very loud and so emotional. It was hard to know what to do next. I think the nurses know the family a lot better. I want to be there for them, but I don't know how. There was a lot else to do with forms and a note and finding the chaplain. I didn't sleep. The other patients were okay, thank God. So that's a lot of emotion packed into like a page. Could that have been worse? Yes, my attending might not have been there. There might not have been a family in the waiting room to talk to. And I could have been doing that in the middle of an epidemic, having just lost a bunch of patients and about to lose a bunch more. But imagine doing that and then walking to your car and having to go get gas and call your mom and take your dogs to the vet and go home and kiss your spouse. And how do you process all of that emotion, this full range of human emotion, and then go back to normal life? Also, rinse and repeat, you have to be back at 7 a.m. the next day and do it all over again. And if you're a rational human being, it's so hard to actually deal with and process these emotions in a healthy way before you go back. And I know that when I was an intern and a second year resident, I didn't. I put it all in a ball and I said, this is on a shelf for future Elle and her hopefully very well-paid therapist to deal with. Because you're a trainee, you don't have the skills to deal with these things yet. I, of course, am not an intensivist, and for this reason and many others, I would make a terrible intensivist. But when you're a first year resident, you don't know how to do this. You don't know how to do a lot of things in medicine. But these are the 20 somethings that are on the front line doing this every single day. And they have to come back tomorrow. So if us getting them lunch makes their day a little better, makes them feel supported, helps them cope like Dr. Mo's fried chicken, then that's what this project is about. Because this is gonna last. We're already, on lots of different backup call shifts and jeopardies, and people are already feeling overworked, and it's only going to get worse. And of course, not every day is this bad, but it adds up. But yeah, just to sum up, they're having bad days. They don't have the skills to deal with it yet. They're developing those skills, and they're going to be the best generation of doctors that our country has probably ever had when this is all over. But we have to get them through this. And that's what you're doing if you support the NOLA Doc Project. So thank you.